but if people are not aware of it, they just don't open their mind. For now, most of the people, particularly in Africa, they believe that developing a mobile service is as difficult as getting a slot on the TV channel. And that's an issue. If suddenly you open the mind of people, then they will catch that, they will integrate, and they will realize what kind of things they could do, and they will try to implement it. So I really believe that awareness is the first major point to resolve in the closest future. So all what I just said is how to create an enabling environment to see more services appearing. So as I said at the beginning, I have these three challenges: connectivity, information availability. But there is also this third challenge, which is, for now, in my view, a bit overlooked, which is accessibility. There is a huge buzz around SMS. But SMS is great if you can use SMS. That means that's textual content. You have to know how to read and write. You have to be able to read Latin languages, because 99% of the operators are allowing only Latin characters in their SMS. Things are changing slowly, but that's the case. So we really have to investigate those barriers, and for now we have identified, as of today, three major barriers. So one is illiteracy. So how can you make content that are accessible for illiterate people? There are people thinking about that, but what we really need to do is to build a community around these themes and come with guidelines, with tools that will really help those who need to build such services. So illiteracy is the first theme. The second theme is what I say is internationalization. I said that local languages. I think it's a broader issue of internationalization. It's local languages, that's one thing, but also it's around cultural acceptance. What are the barriers? What are the ways to have service localized so that it fits with the culture and people would really use them? That's the second point. And the third point is, of course, what we call digital illiteracy or information illiteracy. It's great to have in the future thousands of services, but people have to be able to search them, to find them, to use them. We have to rethink about computer interface, user-computer interface, and that kind of themes. So clearly for us, that's the three major themes that needs specific research action to make a significant impact on accessibility of information services on mobile phone. So let's say a few words about technologies. So for me, clearly mobile phones is the Swiss Army knife. So it's one device, but on this device you have an enormous choice of technologies. There is a big buzz today again on SMS. SMS is good because it's very easy to set up a service. There are already free tools. We heard the other day about Ushahidi, which is a great tool. There are lots of tools. You have Frontline SMS, you have Rapid SMS, you have many tools. So that's good. It's also a specific business model. It's free reception. So when you want to address the rural pools, that could be a good thing. Well, free reception, except in the US, of course. But otherwise, it's free reception, and it's available on all phones. So now let's look at the issues with SMS. Discoverability. If I create today a service, nobody will be aware of it, except if I put big sign with the phone number, the keywords to use, and all these things. So it's not everybody that can have such a marketing campaign to disseminate the information. That's the first thing. The second thing is the cost of running a service. So here again, you need a PC. Today, you need a PC running 24 hours a day with electricity. You need a GSM modem. You need a subscription to each of the operators you want to cover. So that means if you're in country, you have 10 operators and you want to cover your country, you have to have 10 subscription. And there is all this, the issues between, with the text-only approach I mentioned in the previous slides. So that's SMS. There are two, what I call next generation of technology, because they are not really used, just to start to be investigated today. The two major ones are mobile web, mobile browsing from your mobile phone. So here again, specific good point, free service development and deployment. So you can go in a coffee, develop your web page, put it online, and even if you die when leaving the coffee, it will be available to all for the lifetime of your host. You will have Google or Yahoo indexing it, and people using it even if you just disappeared. So that's a good thing, and it's free. You have a far more powerful interface, so you have graphic interface. That's also a technology that is far more rich, so some of the issues I presented in the previous slide could be addressed by web technologies. We already did extensive work on accessibility, and now accessibility is quite well managed by website. And I believe that we could do a similar work, particularly in e-literacy. And of course, low expertise required to develop content. You even have now WYSIWYG authoring tools, even for mobile web content. And you have access to the web, which is an enormous knowledge. So that's the power of the mobile web. Of course, the issue today, it's not available on all phones. You have the cost of data access, and some of the gaps I mentioned in the previous slide have also to be bridged. The next one I want to talk about is also voice. So voice, there is a new buzz around voice. There are lots of people that are now moving to voice technologies, particularly in development. And there are lots of people that believe that will solve all the problem. I believe that we have to investigate voice. It's a natural way of communications. It's easy to use for people, particularly with low reading skill. It's available on all phones, and not only on mobile phone, but also on fixed light phone. It is a very flexible, it has a very flexible business model. You can have a free number to call, you can have a normal number to call, you can have surtax number to call, so it can fit with very different business model depending on who should pay for the service. So that's promising. At the opposite, voice requires a high expertise. It's not very easy to develop voice applications. It requires expensive infrastructure. There are very few tools existing today which are free to develop voice content. There are almost no free hosts existing. So there are quite a huge work to do around voice. And there is also further work needed to understand the cultural acceptance of voice applications. It's not that easy. There are a culture where there is a specific greeting ceremony between people, and people have to understand they talk to a machine, and that kind of issues. So voice as probably a place in the picture is not going to solve all the problem, but that's one of the technology that needs to be investigated. So again, my view is that there will never be something that will win over all others. Each technology has good points and some specificities, depending on your infrastructure, on the device, on the population you are targeting, their profile, and so on. Depending also on the business model, you have hints about the best way to select one solution, another, or to have a complementary one.